Hi everybody, Sue from Raven's Escape Crafts. Happy Wednesday. I hope you guys are all doing good. I'm doing good. So it's still raining here though. I know I complain about this every day, but it's still raining. So welcome, or welcome back. If you've been here before, welcome. Welcome back. If you haven't been here before, welcome. I am Sue from Raven's Escape Crafts. And here we talk about all kinds of different stuff. We start off every video talking about yarn, and then we move on to other things. So today I want to show you, I showed you some of this yesterday, but I'm working on these. These are my washcloths that I make. And this is in a Christmas, like they still need the ends tied in, but this is the washcloths I'm making for Christmas kitchen sets. So I made 4 of those yesterday. They're a little time consuming because of the ridges. These are front post, back post, and then I just do a double crochet border. But I like the way this ridging turns out. So, yeah, these are front post, back post. So they are a yarn eater, and they are time consuming because you have to keep back, forth. But I am making them with this Christmas cotton from Village Yarns. Showed this yesterday. This one's color Rustic Tidings. I get these from Hershers. And then, what I'm working on now is the kitchen towel, which as you can see is really big. It's a nice size kitchen. This is the width. And then they're 18 inches wide, and then I usually do about 20 inches long. So I'm working on that. It takes forever, but I think they turn out really nice. They work really good. Not only as like to dry dishes, but they work really, really good to put on your counters to, if you want to put your wet, like when you wash your dishes, to just lay it out on the counter and put your dishes on there. They soak up a lot of water. They're really soft and absorbent. So like none of your glasses are going to get, damaged. I really like using them for that too. And I think they're really nice. They're a great addition. So I'm going to be putting them up in my Christmas in July drop. If I can get it, well, I'm going to hopefully get them done. I need to take a little break because cotton dries my fingers out. Does anybody else have that, like when you're working with the cotton yarn? I'm sorry, you guys are a little... Okay. Sorry, you guys were a little tilted. My fingers dry out when I work with the cotton for too long. So I might start another little project. Oh, can you see Lily is sleeping on my lamp under the lamp on the back of the couch? That's Lily. That's her spot. All the cats have their favorite spots, and that's Lily's favorite spot is on the back of the couch. She's snoozing away. It's a good thing because she does not like being on camera, and if she found out she was on camera, she'd be really pissed off. So it's a good thing she's sleeping, so let's not tell her. Shh. Here's Lily. All right, so, that's my projects for right now. I know they're not like super exciting like my Ren Fair stuff, but I really do. I think everybody needs crochet, washcloths, dishcloths in their life. Or, they work, like I said, as good as a washcloth, as a dishcloth. They make really good cleaning cloths. And they look cute too in your kitchen. So, and they're super washable and dryable. You can put them in with all your rest of your laundry. You do not have to worry about, you obviously shouldn't put like Clorox bleach on them, but you can use you can use like the Clorox too. You can use regular detergent, and you can put them on the dryer on as hot as you want. They will take it. They're really super washable. And like I said, they last like forever. They do start to fade out after a while, but it takes a while, and they last forever. Like I said, I use my nice ones for it's like for show at the sink and stuff like that. And then we start getting kind of ratty. We use them to clean the bathrooms and the outside stuff. And I have some for years and years and years and years and years and years and years, and over 10 years. And we use them for everything. So they really do hold up. I think everybody needs them in their lives. We save so much money on paper towels. Like I said, we use paper towels for like cleaning up gross, like cat throw up, things like that. And like my son and husband use them for paint, but like when they paint to clean their brushes. But we don't use as many paper towels because they really are absorbent. So if you like spill, these washcloths are amazing for that too. And then again, like whatever you spilled, just pop it in the wash and good to go for next time. So those are going to be up. I do have, if you do want washcloths, I have like a ton of different colors on my website. I have like over 500 washcloths in inventory. So if it's something you're interested in, check out my Etsy shop. There's a color for everybody. And I have a whole tote full of yarn to make more. So just say. So that's that. And I'm hoping to make some other kitchen-y stuff too. Summer's a good time to make the kitchen stuff because the cotton is light, it's not heavy, and the things, of course, are not huge, so they don't get hot. Like, if you haven't made a blanket, summer's not the best time for that. Because I don't care how much air conditioning you have. I don't care how warm it is or how cool it is in your house. They get hot. They get hot. The bunching up in your lap, turning them. The winter time is the time to make a blanket. Summertime you can make blankets in the summer, but you gotta be aware it's gonna be hot. So you want to sit like directly in the air conditioner. You're gonna make a blanket. Do not try to do it outside. They will stick to you. It is not fun. So unless you're just starting it out. If it's still little, it's okay. But once it starts getting big, you got to sit in the air conditioning for that. So, all right. So now I mentioned like a little while ago, I want to try something a little different. I also am an author and I write romance novels. So I'm going to have you guys hold me accountable because I'm going to start reading to you one of the novels that I have not finished yet. And this will make me write more because I'm going to need to read to you more. So I think right now this is going to be a Wednesday thing. Unless I decide to do more, I don't know, unless you guys really want to hear like more if once a week is going to be too long in between sections. So I thought I'll read some of what I have. Like this one's partway done. And this is going to hold me really accountable and make me write so that I can finish it and read it to you. Now this is my work. This is not anybody else's writing. This is not published. So there's no intellectual property. There's no issues with it. I despise people stealing other people's work more than just as much, if not more than the next person. So I just want to say that as a disclaimer. This is my personal writing. This is my intellectual property. And it is not published, so nobody owns the rights to it except for me. So there's no conflict for me reading this to you. So, if you have a project, grab your project, sit back and relax, and I am going to start reading you. Sorry. Ooh, that's bright. It's so bright now. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. I'm wiggling you around. Hold on. All right, hopefully no more wiggles. All right, this book is called Lone Driver, and it is by moi, Susan Rape. I do have other books on Amazon. I have 2 books on Amazon if you're interested, if you like what you hear. So, but this is going to be sit back, relax, and I'm going to read you some of my book. The shrill tone of the cell phone drags me out of my evening doze. I slap my boots against the worn wooden porch boards. Leaning forward on my rocker, I reach for the phone, sitting on the small table next to my now warm iced tea. Yeah, I hear the familiar voice. I've got another one for you. Name's Adam. He's a tease. Got it. On my way. Thanks, Cher. He's pretty rough. I'll take care of it, Doc. Slipping the phone in my pocket, I chug the rest of the tea. Putting the glass in the sink, I grab my keys and head out to the truck. The familiar dirt road turns into asphalt, and as I rub the grit from my eyes. These summer days are hot and exhausting, and I am blinking to keep myself awake. I've been up since the crack of dawn and the hours late. I see the lights of the town in the distance and mentally prepare myself. I never know what I am walking into when Doc calls. All I know is that someone needs me, and I need to not be my typical bristly self. Tease comes into view, and I pull in the dirt parking lot, kicking up a cloud of dust. Ugh, summer is just one big dust bowl around here. The lot is less than half full, being that it's midweek, but come Friday night, this place would be packed. Thank goodness for small favors. I get out of the truck and reluctantly walk up to the door of the bar. It's the only bar in these parts, so they don't have to try especially hard to make it anything special. It reminds me of a warehouse on the outside, except for the obnoxious neon advertising the various varieties of beer offered inside. Of course, in a small town like this, it consists of 3 major brands in light, ultralight, and regular. They also offer plenty of harder options for those that choose that path. I myself try and stay away from most of it. I'm told I'm not a good drunk, and judging by the time I have spent icing bruises and black eyes in the aftermath, I have to agree. I pull open the heavy door and am blasted in the face by air conditioning and the smell of peanuts, sweat, and greasy food. Yeah. The place is large and dim. There's a huge, well-worn bar on the right side, about half full of men wearing jeans, boots, and t-shirts. In the cooler months, it would be flannel. The center of the large room boasts the pool tables and a stage at the far end that is blissfully empty on the weekends. On Fridays and Saturdays, it will have bands playing some sort of country music, but during the week, the jukebox takes the duty of ensuring that any conversation is done at a vocal cord destroying level. The rest of the room is booths with vinyl seats that you need to peel yourself off of if you are lucky enough to get one that is not held together with duct tape, and tables that could have used to be refinished around the turn of the century. I give the room a cursory glance before taking a seat at the bar. I see the man that Doc wants me to talk to almost immediately. He stands out like a sore thumb. He's dressed in all black jeans, black t-shirt, and black combat boots. Hair is black and starting to grow out from its obvious military cut. He's holding a large mug of beer. To a casual observer, he's looking down at the table or at the beer in his hand. But I know better. If you asked him right now, he could tell you every person in this place, when they arrived, and who they are with. Turning back to the bar, I sidle up and Travis immediately smiles and walks over. Hey, good looking, it's been a while. How have you been? How's the ranch? I have a sneaking suspicion that T or Travis is terrible with names, and that is why I let him call me his little pet names. Besides, that he's kind of good old Southern boy that smiles just the right way and is impossible to get mad at. I take a seat and smile back. I'm good, hot and tired but good. Ranch is good. The herds and fetches a good haul this year as long as prices stay where we're at. I still can't believe sometimes that this former New York City girl sits around talking about beef prices and cattle driving. Crazy. Good to hear. I was sorry to hear about Hank. Have you seen him? Hank owns the neighboring ranch to the south. He had a heart attack last month. I was just over there today. We've been helping out, as I'm sure you know. His son is just about useless, but we're keeping everything running smoothly. He's stubborn old mule, that one. It's driving him crazy to be out of commission. I heard it's driving Martha crazy, too. I laugh. Oh, yeah, I think she may poison his bran muffins one of these days. He's getting much stronger, and we'll be back at it before we go to auction. Travis grabs a towel and wipes the bar in front of me. Well, I guess you aren't here just for the company and the small talk. I won't keep you. Can I get to anything? I sigh. I could really use a nice cold beer right now, but I know better. I know I better not. I wink at him. I thought you didn't want me drinking here after last time. He bursts out laughing while throwing a look over at Tiny, who's anything but, and is one, and the one I flattened last time I got drunk here. Yeah, probably not the best idea. Well, don't be a stranger. You should come out for the music and dancing one night. We both know that isn't likely, but I smile anyway. Thanks, T. Maybe I will. With that, I turn and take a deep breath. Here we go. I walk over to the empty seat at the table my man is sitting at and sit down. He immediately looks up at me. His eyes are so dark in this light, they look black and intense. Off-putting stare goes with them is almost enough to make me recoil. He is thickly muscled and giving off a deadly vibe. I feel my skin prickle with goosebumps despite having been sweating my ass off all day. I try to manage a half-assed smile. Hi, not interested, he counters. I lay my hand on the table between us. Hi, my name is... I said I'm not interested. I watch as his jaw ticks, waiting for me to get up and leave. He's obviously getting agitated just having me sitting here. And I know that I need to tread lightly or this isn't going to go well. I take him in as I contemplate what to say. He is muscular and toned, a well-oiled machine. I bet that he is fast too and regimented. He has a clean-shaven face with a strong jaw and chiseled nose. I bet that if he could stop scowling and smile, he would be positively handsome. However, right now, he looks like he's ready to strike. I lay my hand on the table. Please, give me 1 second. His eyes flare and I want to recoil again. I said I'm not interested. Go. With the last word, he leans across the table at me. Please, Adam, Doc sent me. When I say his name, his eyes squint down to slits. This is not helping. None of the tension in his body is released. Doc, Dr. Santiago called me today and asked me to come by and talk to you. He leans further across the table. What the fuck kind of game are you playing here, lady? You better start talking right now. Explain to me how you know my name and the name of my doctors or we're going to have problems. He looks like a snake coiled and ready to strike. I absentmindedly rub my hands together under the table. I'm usually so much better at this. Doc is right. He does need help. Badly. I lay my hands on the table and they aren't shaking. Dr. Santiago called me tonight and I am here to offer you a job. Sometimes Doc calls me when he has a patient he has to discharge that he thinks may need somewhere to go, and I have a ranch that needs workers. So I am here to offer you a job if you are interested. I watch intently to see how he reacts. The slightest bit of tension eases off his shoulders as he leans back in his chair. I feel his eyes raking me over, sizing me up. I'm hoping that's a good sign. This doesn't make sense. I have zero experience in ranching and you don't know me. Why the hell would you take a risk and offer some guy a job at your place when you don't know me? That sounds incredibly stupid on your part. I take a breath and let it out. Look, I assume you have no experience on a ranch. I didn't either when I went there in the beginning. I need strong hands and back to help out. The rest I can teach you. As far as being stupid, I assume you mean because I don't know you. I can assume that not only can I handle myself, but I am caring right now. Plus, there are 11 other men that work on my ranch that wouldn't think twice about killing you if you so much as harmed one hair on my head. He draws his beer while eyeing me up. I can feel his eyes on me, the black of them searing into me as he contemplates what I was saying. He leans toward me again. So what kind of place is this? Some kind of rehab facility where I'm going to have to kumbaya and shit? If so, it's not going to happen, sweetheart. I swallow hard and feign a smile. First off, I'm not your motherfucking sweetheart. Second, no, it's a working cattle ranch. Angus beef. We have over 1,000 head. It's a long story, but we mainly hire recent military discharges such as yourself. It was started many, many years ago by Joe Stewart when he came back from World War II. Most of his hands had been killed in the war and he needed help. He hired boys that had returned and needed a hand getting back in the swing of things. When he saw how it helped them, gave them a sense of purpose, gave them a marketable skill, gave them others who knew what they had been through and understood what they were going through, then it just kind of stuck. This ranch has been hiring recent discharges ever since. So what do you say? Interested? I watch his eyes read me warily. His jaw ticks and fingers tapping on the table tell me he is at the very least contemplating what I am saying. I lean back in my chair and wait. If he is trying to figure out my game, I'm going to try and look as confident as I can. He finishes his beer and signals the waitress for another. So if I might be interested, what are we talking about? I try not to smirk. I'm getting to him. Yes. You live on the ranch. I have cabins set off to the side of the house. They aren't fancy. There's a bed, hot water, and a porch. Meals are in the main house. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner are served. Any other food or drink is your responsibility. Plus, I pay you $100 cash for every full week you work. The work isn't easy. Mending fences, riding the herd to check them, helping during vaccinations, helping around the barn, and keeping the equipment in good working order. Tending the horses, I expect you to do an honest day's work. We all rely on each other to keep everything going, and I can't afford to have someone not pull their weight. That being said, what you do on your own time is none of my business. There are no rules except no illegal drugs, and don't bring trouble to my ranch. The waitress brings his beer with a smile. He nods to her and immediately takes a long draw. I watch as he places it on the table and starts playing with the label. Sounds too good to be true, if you ask me. I lean forward, leaning my elbows on the table. I thought the same thing when I had the same conversation over 10 years ago. The only difference then was that I was much more of an ass than you were being, and the man who was offering it looked like an old farmer complete with flannel shirt and overalls. So if I say yes, how does this work? Pay your tab, we go get your stuff from whatever rat-infested hole you were staying, and I take you out to the ranch and get you settled. You start work tomorrow morning at 5. His eyebrows raise. 5? I shrug. You get used to it. Say I want to think about it. I give you my cell, and when you come to your senses, I come back to town and pick you up. He picks some more at the label. One more question. Exactly what did Dr. Santiago tell you about me? I sigh. Nothing really, just your name. He can't tell me anything, and I truly don't need to know. If you want to tell me later, that's up to you. Many don't. I've never told anyone my story. When he calls and gives me a name, it means that you weren't recently discharged from his care and could use a place to finish healing before you get back out in the really real world. The ranch is a safe place. I watch as he finishes beer in long swallows and sets it down hard enough I feel it through the table. His eyes dart up to look into mine, and I have to hold back a shiver, even though the sweat is pouring down my back. His eyes burn into mine, barely contained. I don't take handouts. I just want to be clear on that. I smile, keeping his gaze. After 12 hours, when you smell like sweat, cow, and shit, you can barely reach down to yank your boots off without crying out in pain. You won't consider it a handout. Trust me. Fair enough. I watch as he reaches in his pocket and throws bills on the table. He slowly stands, wincing slightly. No doubt from some mostly healed wound that will give him grief for the rest of his life. Those are given for people I hire. As he reaches a full height, I can now see that he is tall, probably around 6'3", and fit. Not super thick, but strong in tone. Whatever injury he has been keeping up his fitness. Not unusual for my employees either. Many of us work until we drop. We are trained and conditioned to do just that. Makes sleeping in a war zone easier too. Also makes sleeping with the demons easier too. I stand and walk ahead of him to the truck. We get in and the cab seems so much smaller than it did on the ride out here. He takes up a lot of space, but his presence seems to take up even more. I quickly crank open my window to give myself more space and get some air in here. There seems to be a lack of that as well. Where are we headed? He opens his window as well, leaning a well-toned arm on the ledge. The Grange, he says, as he stares out into the night, looking anywhere but at me. I know it well, a very cheap and worn-down place a little down the road from the bar. Most of its business is on an hourly basis or someone drying out after a night of drinking, knowing it's better than going home. I pull into the lot, and he motions towards the back. He hops out before I get completely stopped, and I watch him walk into a room. A few minutes later, he throws a duffel into the bed of the truck and then heads over to the office. Back in the truck, we head toward the farm. This is the part I am terrible at. Small talk escapes me, and the people I am picking up are just as bad or worse than I am. I turn the radio on low to break the silence as my passenger leans on his arm, looking out the window. Thankfully, the drive is fairly short, and we are turning onto the drive that leads up to the house before too long. I park the truck and get out. He does the same, retrieving his duffel from the back. It's dark, but the moon is almost full. The main house sits directly in front of us in all of its old, white farmhouse glory. I sometimes still cannot believe I live here. It's like out of a picture. 2-story, 5-bedroom, complete with a wraparound porch, all lovingly taken care of for generations. At this hour, everyone else is asleep. The only sounds are crickets and the grunts and grumbles from the pigs that were disturbed from their slumber when we pulled in. I see Adam taking it all in. He shows no emotion, but I can see him scanning everything, looking, watching. This is my favorite time today. I love to sit on the porch in my rocker and just listen to all this silence. I've never experienced anything like it before. I see him startled at the sound of my voice. It was barely noticeable, but I saw it. I understand. It's too quiet here sometimes. In our former lives, too much silence was suspicious. It meant something bad, real bad. I can see his profile, and his body is rigid, alert, dangerous. I point to the right of the house and start walking, hoping he will follow. There's a path from the front of the house to the back of the cabins. Out to the back to the cabins. As we come around the side, they come into view. A few have lights on. Some of them are probably still awake. Others will never have the light off. There are 20 of them, all identical, black roof, log sides, big front porch with a rocking chair. I walk quietly as I can on the gravel, knowing that most of the windows are open in this heat. Not wanting to disturb anyone or startle anyone. That can be dangerous. We come to one of the available cabins, and Adam follows me up the 2 stairs to the porch, staying a few steps behind. I open the door and turn on the light, which is blinding after being in the dark. I take a step back and motion for him to enter in front of me, which he does. They aren't fancy, but they are clean, and I try to keep them as nice as I can. The floor in the main room is polished pine with a braided rug in the center. There's an overstuffed couch against the front wall and 2 end tables and a coffee table in front. There's also 1 recliner on one side done in the same fabric as the couch. The room has a small kitchenette to the left, a refrigerator, small sink, cabinets, and a small stove. Bookshelves on the far wall complete the decor since I've never added televisions out here. We keep a stock of books in each cabin, and many who have stayed here have added to the collections. Adam walks in, placing the duffel next to the door, and surveys the space. The muscles beneath his shirt bulge at the flimsy cotton as he crosses his arms. It'll do. This is much nicer than what I was expecting. I slide past him into the interior. Thank you. I try to keep them decent. They aren't very big, but they're bigger than the motel room. I guarantee they're cleaner too. Adam glances around the room and pulls the curtain open, exposing the large window. He immediately opens them fully, and the sounds of crickets and the gurgling of the creek fill the space. As soon as the night air fills the room, I can almost feel the tension releasing from him slightly. I take note. Confinement issues. Not unusual. Not unusual at all, but I need to remember so we don't assign him anything too cramped. The good thing about a farm is there's more open space than anything. It's good for a lot of us. He turns to look at me. It'll do, thank you. I give him the brief rundown. Put your laundry out Wednesdays and Fridays and it'll be washed. The cabins are cleaned on Thursdays to make sure you put anything away you don't want someone to find. I don't expect to remember much of this, but it fills the awkward silence we're in. With a yawn, I lean against the wall. Do you need anything else tonight? He shakes his head, looking out of sorts and uncertain, but that's not unusual. Okay, well, I'll see you at 5. He nods again, and I turn to leave the room. As I'm walking out, I hear him whisper thanks. I smile as I close the door to the cabin and make my way back to the house and my bed. I manage to take a shower before falling headfirst on top of the covers and passing out. 3 hours of sleep for me. Yay! All right, that's chapter 1. So I think I'm going to end it there for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. It's always a little unnerving putting your work out there. Like I said, I do have 2 novels on Amazon. One is called Scottish Escape. It is kind of a book. It's a book about a woman going over to Scotland to get away from some troubles and ends up with more troubles, basically. Again, it's a romance. And there's a hot Scottish guy in it. Shocker. And then there's another book called Finding Someone. And that one's a lot more of just somebody going through stuff, trying to... and finding someone to fulfill their life. So they have a whole bunch more started, and I don't know. I don't want to make excuses. I've written and published 2 full novels, and I put them out there. Did they sell great? No. I mean, they're out there. I think they're good books. Did I do the marketing to get them recognized as much as I should have? Absolutely not. It's very daunting and there's a lot to it, and I did not do my due diligence. So because I did that, I sort of took a pause button and did a lot more research into what I need to do to get books out there. And then again, now it seems like a much even more daunting task. Oh, here comes Mando. Hi, Mando. Hello, sir. How are you? So I've a whole bunch of novels started. I have a couple novels finished. Do you want to be on camera? No, this is Mando. Ugh, he's my trouble cat. I thought you wanted to be on camera. Okay. Calm down. There he is. He's my cat that the cat distribution system sent me. The other 2 I adopted, but he showed up at my door, so and he's an interesting kitty cat. He definitely is. So I have a whole bunch that need to get like polished and published, and I would like to. I just haven't done it. I just haven't done it. So I'm going to make you guys keep me accountable. We're going to do crochet. We're going to do romance novels. If you like romance novels and crochet, perfect. So we finish chapter 1. We'll read another chapter, like I said, probably next Wednesday, unless people watch this and are like, oh my God, I need chapter 2 right now. I have quite a bit of this book done. So it's not like I'm going to run out quickly if people request stuff. So let me know. All right, so I'm going to let you guys go. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful Wednesday. If not, oh my God, the sun's coming out. Oh my goodness, the sun. Oh, what's that bright light? So, I hope you guys have a wonderful Wednesday. Whatever you do something that makes you smile today, even if it's just a little bit. No matter what kind of day you're having, do something that makes you smile. And I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate you. It means the world to me that you're with me. And as always, choose love every day. Bye, everybody.